Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Coffee Talkie Express. This is your presenter, Isra Abu Dabous, and I'm so glad to join you in this episode with my favorite drink. Of course, I won't be alone in this episode. A dear friend of mine will join me to discuss and see her point of view and have a nice chat about a new topic. And during this conversation, you may learn some new vocabulary related to this topic. Hannah, my dear
Hello.
friend, I hope that
Hello.
you're having a good day.
I am actually, and now it's greater with having you in my day.
Oh, honey, thanks. So, what's your drink today? Like I say always, no short talks without a hug in the mug, right?
Of course, dear. Well, today I'm having a cup of Spanish latte. That's what's helped me with a long chit chat. What about you?
Well, this time I'm having a mocha. I am relieved that you could have this wonderful taste with no additional sugar. In our last talk, we had a chance to speak about the tourism in Irbid with Sajah, mentioning food and shopping tourism. Good ways to have a whale of time.
A whale of time? How does this work?
Well, actually, this is an idiom which means having a great time.
Aha, now I get it.
By the way, Hala, do you know about the kinds of tourism you can do if you're traveling somewhere?
As far as I know and experienced, there are nature, adventure, and historical tourism.
You're so right, Hala. And there are even more. But what about you? What kind of tourism do you prefer?
Now, the truth is, I enjoy the adventure tourism. I love traveling, exploring, and hiking between nature. And you, Isra, what about you? Let me know.
Well, I'll prefer to keep this to myself for now. Maybe out of the recording. By the way, today's episode is a sequel for the last one, which is about Irbid tourism. Stay tuned, dear listeners, so we talk about that after this short break. For today's episode, Hala and I are going to talk about another activities in Irbid you could do if you're planning to pay a visit for it as soon as possible.
Why? What other things you can do besides of eating and shopping?
Oh, my dear friend, as a matter of fact, there are even more and more to do. My dear listeners, you may have a chance to do historical and adventure tourism as well in this city. And that's what are we going to do and to spotlight on for today.
Spotlight?
Spotlight on, like when I say to focus on a topic.
Okay, I get it right now. Okay.
So by the way, Hala, are you into museums?
Not really, because I've had a chance to pay a visit to the museum where is located in Yarmouk University, where I found some ruins of for the past civilization that lived in Irbid. I guess you could find a museum inside of Yarmouk University, which is the first university, right?
Precisely. It is the first one which was established in 1976 and considered as a forefront of Jordanian and Middle Eastern universities that time. This information has been taken from the official website of the university itself, and you can find more about it here. All right, coming back to the museum thing, and to put in consider, the university is a home to the renewed Museum of Archaeology and Anthropology, which houses collections dating back to the Neolithic period. I wonder if it's only available for students.
It is available for tourists and visitors. You really didn't know. Consider it as your ticket to check it out. If you are interested.
Well, I'll take your advice, Hala. I'll discover as soon as possible. And this is an invitation to our dear listeners as well to do that. Now, let's check out the new words from this part of our conversation. Archaeology, which is the study of the buildings, graves, tools, and other objects that belonged to people who lived in the past in order to learn about their culture and society. And also, we have anthropology, which is the study of humankind. Actually, some people do know that there is some inside of the old areas of Irbid, which is convenient to the Irbid government, which could not be missed as Dar al Saraya. In a tourism article about Irbid, Tourist Jordan, the guide, it said that Dar al Saraya was former prison in 1886 that is now dedicated to showcasing the history of Irbid since 1994, providing visitors with the opportunity to learn more about the city. Last but not least, we would like to talk about and not ignoring one of the most important icons in the government of Irbid. In the northwestern corner of Jordan, in the hills above the Jordan Valley, are the ruins of the Decapolis city of Jadara, or now called as Onqais. The site is striking because of its being close of Roman ruins with an abandoned Ottoman-era village, with a view of three countries, Jordan, Syria, and the Palestinian territories. A ruin should be always protected but never repaired. Thus may we witness full of the lingeries legacies of the past. This is a quotation for Walter Scott.
Well, Isra, I have the last question for you. Is that everything you can do in Irbid?
Of course not. There are various of things you could do in the city, but the time isn't in our hands to present everything, unfortunately. Okay, here's a fast reminder for the words and sentences we use today. A whale of time, meaning having a great time. Spotlight on, meaning to focus on a topic. We also learned about the science of archaeology and anthropology. The first one, the study of the buildings, graves, tools, other objects that belong to people who lived in the past. Anthropology is the study of the humankind. Okay, once again, I'll ask you this question, everyone, my dear listeners. Where would you like to go if you have a chance to visit Irbid next time? And what's the activity you'd like to do if you are there? So, that's it for today. Hoping that you'll join us next time. Stay tuned to hear the next episode of Coffee Talkie Express. Make sure to keep your cup of joe close to your hands fist. And Hala, I would like to say happy to have you today. And let's have a new chit-chat like this soon.
I wouldn't miss it. I really had so much fun. Thank you, Isra, for this wonderful experience.
My pleasure. And remember, everyone, my dear listeners, you may follow me on Instagram page Coffee Talkie with Isra or at CTJ_Jordan. And until I see you next time.